Hello, my name is Angel Rodriguez, and I will be reading a poem by Luis Alberto Urrea, and the title of it is Tecolote Canyon. The reason I chose this particular poem was because when I read it, it reminded me of a friend that I had growing up who pretty much went through the same situation. Also, because I'm an aspiring writer, um, and I love the way this poem uses very straightforward writing to convey the messages and the feelings. Um, so that's pretty much it. Um, I like the way he puts his thoughts and his feelings so simply, yet with so much passion and meaning behind it. So um, here it goes. Tecolote Canyon. And I wasn't the only one who wrote poems. Lowriders and cops, gangbangers, gas stations attendants, everybody in the alley that year, that place, wrote poems. I was riding in a midnight car with Big T. I love his prison tattoos, love the bars clang over his mouth, eyes, minds, days, they seem so romantic. Clang, clang, must have. Rusted his nights at night, clang, slam, lock, down. Love the way he cried when he read his poems. Love his cell block muscles. Man, those are some big fucking muscles. Ain't nothing to do for 10 years but pull ups, jack, and what do you think? He made me feel like I was bad. Super bad, like poetry itself was badass. Big T came out somehow from, he didn't call it anything romantic, the house or the stony. Lumsum called it prison. Can you dig that? Sprung free by poetry itself, wrote verse into daylight, parole by odes. The weren't puzzling out, T's Hindu haiku, seeing evidence of rehabilitation there ain't. Good. Behavior after 6 or so years of shit behavior now walking the Basho path to Crazy Horse Road. According to Section X of Document XX, Item XXX, locks creaked open. And we were headed home, my bro and me. After some reading, Community Solitary, Chicanos, Marxist Ballet Folklorico, Warrior Women, Professors, Cookies and Watery, Punch. Better for tea if the cerveza stayed in the cooler. Down Tecolote Canyon. Deep, behind the white houses, civilians sleeping where Coyote preaches. Own slip on their own feather. Gloves, still night. I was so down with my homeboy, I started picking at his locks, digging. A little escape hatch in his soul so I could peek into the great cell blocks of poems. Poetry, heart. So T-Man, tell me, vato, were you really in for life? Oh yes. Well, what happened exactly? Exactly? I killed a man. What do you think happened? Wait, you killed a man? I shot him in the head. The canyon was curtained in coast fog. Not another car on the road. And I said, but what? What? I mean, what? He said, what does it feel like to kill a human? Is that what you need to know? Are you curious, Carnal? Are you writing a poem? Are you planning to take out some motherfucker? Because I'll tell you, if you really need to know, have I ever lied to you? Yeah, I'll tell you about it. No, bro, that's okay. I didn't mean to pry. You don't have to tell me. I know. I don't have to do shit. But you ask. I'm going to tell you. You know how it feels to kill a man? It feels good. He kneels and begs for his life, and you hold the gun to his head, and you think of all the blows, and all the pain, and all the whippings, and all the hunger. And you put two rounds right in his skull and watch him die. No big thing. Just shit happens. It only took me about 26 years to pull that trigger. I said, listen, carnal, you can drop me anywhere along here. I can walk home from right here. He wasn't mad. He was laughing. He knew fear was funny. He dug fear like some people dig laughter. Oh, he dug laughter too. He dug what you and I dig. He dug his daughter, and he dug his wife, and he dug spring, and he dug chocolate. He dug his way out of prison, didn't he? He said, hey now, homeboy, did I scare you? Don't be like that. I thought we were just talking about poems. The end. So yeah, like I said, we had a friend in childhood who pretty much went through the whole thing. It wasn't a surprise to us though. He ended up killing his father after years of abuse. We saw it, the aftermath when he got arrested. He was pretty beat up. We pretty much knew exactly what happened and why, because we had been witness to some of the beatings. So he went away to jail for about a year. Hard to believe that he even got convicted or arrested for what came down to self-defense from a really bad beating that day. But when he came back to the neighborhood, he was a big guy. You know, he had put on a couple of pounds of weight and muscle and some tattoos. But this guy was like the nicest guy. He became the protector of the neighborhood and pretty much the kids around. So we admired him. I don't think we ever saw fault in what he did. The rest of the people in the neighborhood, you know, they would take care of him and his family. And eventually, you know, he finished school, moved on to university, and never went back to prison. But you know, now that I'm a therapist or studying to be a therapist in psychology here, I wondered how he actually got through that. So this poem really brought that moment back to me. So that's why I chose it. That's why I like it so much. That's why I'm making this video. And I also wrote the essay regarding this particular poem. So this is, I guess, my contribution, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, my name is Angel Rodriguez. See you guys around.